What's up? What's up? I'm back. I don't know what's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talks with Todd.
But listen, welcome. Okay, we about to have this Saturday session. It's about to be with my homie Armand, bro. You know, I did a consultation for him before, and things went smooth. You know, he paid me for it and everything. And I just want to let y'all know, I am not a counselor. By far, I am not. I do not have my degree. Okay, I'm somebody that's been through some things before, and I could just point people in the right direction. All right, that is it. My homie Armand, he's come to me before with some issues, helped him out. You know, made a business deal, and everything went smooth. So I'm about to tap him in right now, and we about to have this discussion. What's up, my guy?
What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. How you feeling, brother?
I'm well, man. I'm well.
That's what's up. So, I was letting everybody know that, I'm not a therapist. I don't have my degree and nothing like that. So, this is an unofficial but official session. And
Right.
This is a Saturday session for everybody that don't know. You know what I'm saying? This is something different that I started doing. And my homie Armand, he came to me before. He kind of sparked this idea for me to do these things. So I just want to let everybody know that it's something different. This is my man's is going to start talking about going through a divorce. So this is going to be deep, and we're going to get right to it, man. Everybody meet my homeboy Armand, and go ahead, man. Let's talk about it.
Well, I reached out to Todd. I want to say it was about 3-4 months ago.
Yep.
I'm currently going through. I'm in the separation phase, headed to a divorce, and I reached out to Todd to just get a better understanding of what I was going through. The first part was mostly just how to rebuild for myself as a man and not focus on the other person first, and second, just to get a better understanding of what was happening around me since Todd had been through it on his own. I was feeling overwhelmed. I was tired and I was stressed out, and so I needed another man, a brother to talk to, another married man to kind of understand, what I was going through. So I reached out to talk about it. I just want, like I said, better understanding. And lastly, now I am currently in the grieving phase, and me and Ty have been working on that, and we got these other sessions that we've been doing around this. But the majority of it is I'm going through a separation, and it's hard, and we're talking about it from the man's perspective.
Definitely, and I'm glad you being brave enough to talk about this. Not a lot of men can come out and just be like, you know what, I want to go live and speak on something like this. So I commend you for that, and I appreciate that, man. And I'm glad you decided to want to do it. So, what would you say? What would you have said? What would you have done differently leading up to this point, if you could turn back the hands of time?
Which point? Point
As
for me?
far as the separation, like, would you have done anything different before you guys separated?
I probably would have communicated. I would have communicated it better of what was happening, just so I could better understand. I mean, that's the one thing. There's nothing that really stands out in my mind that I don't have regrets like that. I do have my
Gotcha.
in that area.
I understand that. You just said you would have communicated more, that's vital though. That's very vital. Like, a lot of people, I could look back at my past 2 divorces and would have been able to tell you what I would have did differently. That doesn't mean it would have changed the outcome, but I know what I would have did differently. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. You got one thing that you would have did different, which is communicate. For me, I would have showed more action versus talking. I used to talk too damn much. I would say things and I wouldn't show no action. And that's why I didn't get taken serious in my past 2 marriages.
Uh,
So I totally understand.
yeah, and you know, I had things, you know, I was going through my head that I could have did different, but the fact that the respect was gone and we was already moving different, whatever I would have did would have just, it would not have worked. That's what I'm trying to explain, because we had done so much work
Right.
up until like we knew it was over, you know?
I understand that.
Yeah.
I totally understand that. So now that you're at this point where you're in the separation process, what is your goal right now?
Man, to become our mom again,
Got you.
my goal is to be the
That's a
person
good.
God intended for me to be when I was created. My goal right now is to not do just. My goal is to live my purpose. That's
Okay.
my.
And that's what's up. Now, now, Nelson, he said, try therapy, my guy. It will help. Armand actually has been seeing several therapists. He's already in that process. He's working on himself. He's doing the work, man. He's definitely doing the work. So, yeah. And I commend you for that, because you're not just seeing one therapist. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see different therapists. Three therapists. So that's dope. And you going to them for different things. It's not like you're going to see three different therapists for the same shit. So that's not even, that wouldn't even make sense if you did do that. So it's dope that you even got the strength to do that and say, you know what, I have to do this. I got to get better, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. So I think that's great that you're doing that, bro. Also, Nelson asked, did you have any children?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Nelson. That's the hardest part of the process. We didn't have any children together, but she had 4 children, and I was really attached to them. And, hard. That's the hardest part, Nelson. I must tell you, I'm grieving them babies, man. I'm grieving them babies. That's a good question.
Yeah, definitely. But now, how is it? How is it as far as the process going with you adjusting through all of this with the kids?
I talked to the older children. They chose to choose to move forward and begin the healing process, and I respect that. One of them is 18, and one of them is 16. The younger two are 8 and 5. So if you go back to the beginning of the relationship, that would make them 4.5 to 6 months, and I haven't gotten a chance to.
Okay.
I did,
Now, since you've been
but
going through this whole, oh,
well,
go ahead. What you about to say?
I leading up to the separation, I the younger two, and I worked out a visitation schedule, and I wanted to. The week that I left, I wanted to start the visit with my stepchildren. They are, and my request, it was ignored. I'm not gonna say it was denied, but it was ignored. It, emotionally, you know.
Got you. I understand that. I understand that. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Okay, cool. Just making sure, because it's on my end. It sounded a little crazy. But anywho, since this whole process has been going on, did you ever think that it was a way that you and your wife could work things out? Did you ever go through a phase where you felt like everything could work?
Yes, and that's
Okay.
called the.
Okay.
You abruptly pulled me out of that.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. Well, you got to explain to the viewers like how that process went. You know,
uh,
because somebody else might be going through a divorce and you know need to know how you got through that process of thinking that there was some hope.
uh, because it was fresh, you know. Well, to answer your immediate, can you ask me that last part one more time? What's the question?
The question was, did you have any hope that you guys can get back together?
Yeah, yes, I did. I did for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I took that hope I took that hope to in person to have that conversation, and then I had that hope conversation on the phone, and both of those, you know. And then I talked to you after that, and you explained to me you're living in a fantasy, and you explained to me, very respectfully how I, and you made that clear to me. No, answer your question. No, sir.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But you said you're the one that left, and that was a real reality check, because by me leaving, I opened the door for all of my fears to enter. And whatever it was I was thinking, we talked about it. We talked about every scenario, and you explained to me what those scenarios looked like played out.
Right.
But as I left, and you told me I left for a reason, and that I made this, of course. And from that, the hope scenario went out the window, and we came to reality, and it was time to do the work.
There you go. And that's good, man. Nelson asked, can I respectfully ask, do you have any feelings for her anymore?
I will say this. It's hard to forget about a life that you lived with someone for so long. You just lost yourself. I lost myself a lot in that relationship. So I don't have like intimate feelings, or like desires, or I want you back type feelings. The feelings I have is more so of like respectfully turn the other cheek and wish you the ultimate well, you know, and peace. So I do have those feelings, but I don't have the I want you back. I don't have.
Okay. And he said, me too. How long, God?
How long for what?
How long has it been since you've like been going through that phase of where you're at as far as the feelings that you have for her?
Well,
How long?
I'll be honest with you. What's today's date, Todd? Today is June 1st.
June 3rd.
But
Today's the 3rd.
last year, this time I was separated from my wife in May. We separated in May last year. Separated. I'm going to answer your questions. So we separated for 6 months. During that 6 months, Todd, I went through a very trying process. After that 6 months, I went back. We rebuilt. And then that's when I realized it didn't work. So the process started for me emotionally, I'm going to say in November of last year. Once we bought a house, and she explained to me that she felt like she got gypped with her husband, my process started immediately. And then it was right after my birthday in April, I realized it was time to leave. So I entered 2 different processes. So this has been going on for about a year, to answer your question.
Okay. Oh, Nelson, he said he meant how long you guys were together. That's what
we was together 4 years in a relationship, and married. It'd be 2 years this year. The anniversary's at the end of the year, though. So year and a half. I don't know.
Okay. Now, since this has been happening, could you explain to the people that's watching, and thank you for everybody that's tapping in with me. Can you explain to everybody what it was that got you to that point of saying, all right, I'm about to stop thinking about, well, not even thinking about that. What it was that kept a hold on you. What me and you already talked about. Explain to them what kept a hold on you as far as your wife was concerned.
Honestly, gotta be transparent. My wife was the finest woman I ever been with.
Okay.
She was the finest woman I ever been with in my life, and I was stuck on I was past what happened, but I was stuck on how she looked, because he'd have to explain that, but
Yeah.
it was
Yeah. So,
it was weird.
what I was telling my man's here about
Wait.
the appearance.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
And Ty had said. Then Ty had said after that, he said, "Bro, but they get better." And then a few days ago, I had an incident, and I met somebody. Like,
Yeah.
but it's because
And then you gradually saw the level up.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And then she started pursuing me, and then I realized I had true value out here. Go ahead, bro.
And see, that's what's dope. I told you that when I told you, okay, your wife was the baddest girl you ever been with. That's cool. But if you got one bad one, you can get more bad ones, right?
Right.
And then look how long it took for bad ones to start coming to you.
Yeah.
You weren't even going to them. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like I knew what I was talking about because I've been through it. But at the same time, it was almost like, okay, I did it this time. Why wouldn't I be able to do it again? So I had to basically, ladies and gentlemen, I had to tell my homie here that he can always get whatever he want. He just gotta let it. He gotta let whatever he got holding on to him. Just let it go. And once you let it go, everything is gonna start flowing in the way you want it to. And that's pretty much what I told him in so many words. Like it's men out here, and I've been one of those men. Okay, I've been that guy that's been like, damn, I'm probably not gonna get no better than what I got. And then I realized, wait a minute, I got her. So if I'm with her, I done leveled up in many ways, especially with my mental. Why wouldn't I be able to get something better?
Right.
So again, I gradually leveled up. So that's how I knew to give my man that information. Again, y'all, I'm no therapist, I'm no counselor, but I've had enough experience to know what I'm talking about and enough knowledge to give to the next person. So yeah, that's how that situation went. Let's talk about pouring into yourself, bro.
Okay.
Explain. I know you got many different ways of you pouring into yourself.
No.
So I could say, let's start from go to 1 to 5 or 1 to 4, whatever. Just count out the ways. Start from number 1. Your first way of pouring into yourself.
Oh man. I hired a personal trainer. I hired a credit consultant. I hired not a private investor. I hired a personal investor for long-term investments. Counselors. Ty would be like my life coach, kind of. So I would identify him as that. What's the fifth thing? Because I want to give people stuff that they can grasp today, not stuff that I meditate. That's number one. I learned so if I had to say 5 things right now, meditation, personal trainer, credit consultant, long-term investment guy, and any counselor, therapist, and life coach that you need. And 6 time.
There you go. That's dope. That's dope. Now, out of those things that you named, what would you say is your favorite? Not necessarily favorite, but what would you say you gravitate towards more as far as pointing to yourself?
I asked that question. One last thing in time. I got a second job too to keep myself busy. I got a second job. The second job was crucial because it helped my mind stay busy. The personal trainer was great because it started helping me see myself. The consultations with people are awesome because you get to face reality, you know? Mm-hmm. The meditation, that's a whole different level of inner work. But the one thing that I the most, I really can't say because the window is, everybody's different. Like you're gonna hit the glass at a different pace than I hit it at a different point. Like you're not gonna be. I don't know where to tell you to start, but I know I know what we're working on is a collection of facts that actually work. So Start out of the start out of the 7 things that I named. But first, evaluate yourself as a man. You know you rank. I had to first learn who I had to see. Look, bro, you don't rank up. You behind. You got some things going on that you. It's the reason why you got here. How you got here. You lost your respect. What did you do wrong? Like I had to do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of mirror talk, a lot of looking at myself for myself and realizing I'm the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when you went through those phases of realizing you were the problem, what did it feel like? Like for you? What did it feel like for you to realize you were the problem?
Let me tell you something, man. All men, when you come to the realization that you're the problem and then you start figuring out where you lack, it depends on how your age is. I just want to say this. I lacked life choice areas. I have a master's degree. I work for the state of Oklahoma. Like I do a lot of different things, you know, like I'm situated properly in my life. Those are just 2 things that give me stability, you know what I mean? But if I didn't have those 2 things approaching 40, like a steady job, when that self-reflection time came, it would have hurt. Because like I told you, if I was working in a warehouse stacking boxes at 40, my wife deserved to leave me. I would have been stacking boxes at 60. So that self-realization didn't hurt. That didn't hurt. What hurt was I wasn't man enough to be a man. That's the stuff that hurt. It hurt to realize that I was not acting like a man.
Got you. All right. Now, a lot of men, you know, find that hard to come to grips with. And for me, when I went through the phases of realizing I was the problem, it actually made me feel good. And I'm gonna tell you why it made me feel good. It made me feel good because I realized in that moment, oh shit, yeah, I'm the problem, but I can also fix it. But this time when I fix it, it ain't gonna be for them, it's gonna be for me. So it was like I had a eureka moment, you know? I was like, okay, this is a great moment of clarity. I got to laughing, then I got to being, I laughed, and then I was telling myself, damn, bro, you a loser. So it was like I had to,
right?
You know, I had to laugh, but at the same time keep it real with myself to keep myself going. Like, okay, I know what the problem is, and now it's up to me to fix it. Can't nobody else fix it. So I'm glad that you realized you was the problem. Mm-hmm. Not only realized you was the problem, but you worked on it.
Yeah.
You did the work. You doing the work, bro. Like for real, it's you doing something that a lot of men can't do. It's like, and not that they can't do it. A lot of them just don't know how to do it. Don't have anybody pushing them to do it. Nothing. They don't have the right guidance. None of that. So I'm glad you got that, bro. Like for real. And another question I have for you is this. How does it feel now knowing that you're going through your separation / divorce part of it, and you actually have elevated since then?
Hey man, I feel bad. I feel bad all the time. It hurts my feelings.
Got you. I understand that. But when you do,
it's like survivor's remorse, because now I know what I should like. It makes me feel bad because I've now become the kind of man that my wife was in the end trying to attract on her own. Mm-hmm. That it hurts your feelings to see the kind of man your significant other wants while she's still with you.
Yikes. Yeah, okay, I understand that. I mean,
so when I reached the point where I reached that point, then we talk about a lot of things outline, me and Todd, because I sent you that video about old boy, and then we talked about it that morning, and then I was like, who needs that? You know what I mean? So, but my feelings, because I became that guy, she's never gonna see it. And I gotta deal with the fact that I wasn't that man before I got here. Hurts.
Yeah. But is it like one of those hurts that it's like it hurts, but it feels good to know that I'm now becoming that man? It's just
Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I'm enjoying the man that I am now, but I'm not really noticing it because I'm putting that work in. Like my head is really like down. Like I didn't even know what date it was. You feel me? Like I'm
right.
really in that work right now. So I'm getting the results because I'm getting the attention. You know, my life is changing. Like this camera is different.
Gotcha. Now, how's that aspect of it though, bro? How do you like the attention that you receive now?
I'm not I'm not really well, I am used to it, but I've never been in a situation before where I could really, lock it in.
Right.
So it's like I had a situation this morning when I was talking to you about, and I was gonna ghost her. You was like, "Nah, bro."
Yeah.
Yeah, you was like, "Nah, bro. Just let that one play out."
Right.
I got options. And then I never had. That's what it's like. But I don't really care because I still got to go to work Monday and my second job. I got to hit that personal trainer. I don't got time for them. No way.
Yeah.
Like I'm really on my purpose, bro. Like they cool when they cool, but and it's nice to be able to see that the type of women that I'm attracting now. So I talk to them. I say, hey, what attracted you to me? Like what you like about me? I'm not gonna give specifics. And, I'm not gonna say caliber of women because I don't judge women. I'm not here for that. But I'm starting to meet a pattern of certain kind of women doing a certain kind of thing in their life. Because I realized through conversating with these women, I literally check a lot of boxes at 39. Most men ain't checking. So it kind of gives me a sense of peace now. Like I'm not even in a rush for that. Because I know they're checking for me. So, I'm you know,
That's dope though. I mean, that's cool that that's even happening at this time because at one point, you was down and out about the situation, and you noticed that it was different. Women responded to you in a certain way. So now that you done leveled up, you done got your confidence up. You staying focused. You working on yourself. You working on your body. All of that. Now that you're taking that all in, does it seem like it's unreal to you?
the other day, I was talking, when I was telling you about that time, that situation when I was in the gym. And before I wasn't even getting this kind of, circling around the water. And then you're like, it's your confidence. Uh, Um, it don't, the reason why it don't seem unreal to me is because I have a 5-year goal and everything on that goal is literally like coming.
That's
It don't seem unreal. It seems crazy that it don't seem unreal. It seems crazy that most people won't just put in this work because the results I'm getting are crazy.
got you.
It seems real, bro.
I totally get it. I totally get that, bro. I mean, it took it takes a while for some men that end up getting lost in who they was with, losing their confidence. It takes a long time to gain all of that back, and you actually, to believe it or not, bro, you actually did all of that in a very short amount of time, and that's because you wanted to. A lot of these, huh?
Another part of that was I use these. I listen to certain things that help me reprogram my mind. And during one of my morning things, uh, it let me know that you have to change in order. Like you have to completely change. You can't. I'm not like that. It's dead. It's over. You have to change. You have to become a new person, literally,
Yep.
and that's the only way. Only way you're going to go forward because you're going to be stuck in this emotional trigger loop where everything you're trying to do, you're going to realize that other person isn't there, and it's what you used to do with them. And I don't know what that. For me, my trigger loop was fear. I kept going back between, resentment, anger, depression. Going back and forth because I realized I hadn't changed. I was just changing for that person still.
Yeah.
And then I started changing for me, and I realized if that person was for me, whatever, right? So, for me, just you have to really, but in order to change yourself, you have to change your thinking, and you have to be who you are and who you want to be. And I started changing myself into whom I always wanted to be. Now becoming that person is crazy.
But look, let me ask you this though. How did it feel when you were changing for the person you wanted to be with? How did that process, what was that process like?
It was like literally dying, man. It was dying. Like I spent so many days drinking, calling you, because I refused to change. I refused to let it go. Like I refused to just die to my old self and become a new man.
Right.
That was the biggest part of refusing the release. Like even though you're ready to let it go, you're still holding on to the emotion. Like these are my feelings, and who cares?
Right.
You turn and you keep it pushing.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. I've been through that situation before where I was consistently making changes for the person I wanted to be with, but then like it, as I was doing that, I didn't realize how much I was like, damn, bro, like, where am I at? Why am I making all these changes and I'm not seeing no good results? It's just like I'm making changes to appease who I'm with, but I'm not happy. It felt like I was drowning, to be honest. Like it was horrible, and I'll never do it again. That's why I stand firm on what I am, who I am, and what it is that I want to do, and I'm very vocal about that. Like if it's a necessary change that I need to make, I'm gonna make it on my own. Or if you're calling yourself pushing me to do it, it gotta make sense to me. It gotta be logical to me. Because if it don't, I'm a logical person. If it does not make sense to me, I'm not gonna fucking want to do it. It's as simple as that. I'm not gonna want to do it. So, I know what that's like. And for all the fellas out there that's listening, if you get into a relationship, have those conversations off rip about what it is you standing firm on. So make sure you stand on your standards. Because if you don't and you fold, and it got something to do with just because of what that woman wants, you done. She gonna try to make you change every time until you gonna get to a point where you have a fucking identity crisis. You're not gonna know who you are. So don't do that. Like stand firm on what you know you don't want to change. Now, like I said before, some change is necessary, but the change that you don't deem is necessary, you better say something about it. Don't fall victim to that woman and what she wants. And I understand it's okay to give a woman what she wants, but give her what she wants, but don't make that be a want from you in the process. So
I was telling you that's another point. When I was telling you, you said, bro, you did way too much for your wife. Bro, you told me I spoiled her way too much. I'm just trying to crack on that last point you made. That's a good point.
Yeah. Hey, explain to the people what you did for your wife. Like just little points, just little stuff.
Well, man, what you mean? I mean, I took care of her kids. That's number one. She had 4 children, so I jumped in and just jumped right in. I listened to what she wanted, her likes and her tastes. I bought her so much Michael Kors. I mean, the watches, the signature pieces, the sweaters, the bags. she started telling me how she wanted to see her family, and I started, man, I don't even buy plane tickets. I started buying plane tickets and hotels, and she started, man, bro, she started telling me how she want a special kind of ring to get married. I made it happen. Certain kind of wedding, I made it happen. You know, like, bro, I went over and beyond the rainbow.
Now, go ahead. What was you about to say?
I got tired.
I was about to say.
Well, and then go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's, man, the kids. Love the kids. I love those babies. But I had to deal with their fathers. It was 1, 2, 3 of them, 3 different fathers. I had to deal with all the emotions that come with that, all of the personalities that come with that. I took on the financial responsibility for the youngest 2 because it ain't no because those are my children. I took on the responsibility 100% for the youngest 2. Because of my job, the daycare was getting paid for, but we just, you know, had to take care of that. But, and that right there, man, let me tell y'all something. Being a step parent is one of the hard, not one of, it is the hardest job in America. And I was just a step parent to 4 kids with 3 different dads. That right there, the children were great, man. Children were great. But that's another doing too much. I involved myself, excuse me. Sorry, I wasn't digging my nose. I just had the wind.
You good.
So that's another. It wasn't just her wants and needs. I had to back up her perverted family members and all these weird circle of people. Like, I had to get into it with. I got into it with all 3 of her kids' fathers. You know what I mean? Like, I told her, man, I became champion that season.
Yeah.
I beat them all, man. But that's the cost I paid. That's what I paid. That's the price I paid. I got tired.
Got you. Now,
That's the investment I gave, I should say.
Now, can you explain to the people what was you going through at the time when you felt tired? Like, I know you poured into her a lot, but what was that breaking point for you where you was like, yo, this ain't it. This ain't right.
I was at my it was my birthday weekend, and I had paid for a resort, and I was up there. Did I talk to you that weekend?
I don't think so.
Oh, but
you talked to me the weekend after. I think that's what it was.
I had took myself for some self-care, got a resort, blah blah blah. I was up there 4 days. My wife came down for the last day. When she got there, how it played out, we can have the details later. But I left her from the resort, and I came home to the house that we had just brought. And I was gone for 4 days, and when I walked in the house, you know how you can just tell people were like partying, like celebrating your absence. Like, it was just a different house when you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
I came home for my birthday, and I realized that this isn't my house. Even though I'm paying for it, but this isn't my home. Nobody's listening to me here. Nobody's respecting me here. I played back what had been happening the last couple of months with my wife getting the plastic surgery, and then she's buying the new clothes, and, you know, it was like, bro. And then I'm looking at myself. I'm the one that's overweight. I'm the one that's stressed out. I'm the one that can't sleep. And my brain told me when I walked in my front door. So it was, for me, when I walked into my house after being gone for 4 days for celebrating my birthday. And by the way, I didn't get a single gift from nobody, not one person.
You know, the older you get, the less you get. That's how that shit goes.
I didn't even get shit from my wife, bro. And it was at that moment I realized, this ain't your house. This ain't your home. They don't respect you. There's no, from the curtains to the couch to everything that was decor did not say Armand. Nothing did. It all said her.
Wow.
We ain't talking about that.
Right. That's real.
Facts. And
That's real.
it did it for me. Well, you know, talked about the money situation.
Yeah.
Car situation. Talked about the conversations that was, you know, facts is.
Yeah, you're right. I think the biggest point that you made around that time to me was when you was talking about that money situation when it came down to your kids.
That's
So
money situations.
yeah. Like so that was out cold.
Yeah, I forgot about that because it's so much. Man,
Yeah.
I don't do tit for tat. I'm bigger than that, but bro, she put the work in. I put the investment in and I didn't get paid out. And that did it for me too. And then she started talking about her debt to credit ratio. I'm like, and then she, I realized one day, man, I realized that I had got had, $205,000 later. And I took what I got from that. I built me a new life. That's why I don't really talk about the money no more. I got what I got what I got. But my sons and my kids, they deserve it better. They got to split it to that. My son should have got that car on his 18th birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not in my feelings about that. I just got done taking care of your kids for 4 years. Birthday, it's 4 of them every year.
Exactly.
I ain't missed nothing. All I asked for was a car for my son. I ain't trying to be in my feelings. I'm just saying I paid for the car. We just needed to transfer the title. But so it was so much as a man I couldn't get in that, and I'm providing for your children, but now it's keeping me from providing for my children. And that's when I had to leave because I realized I was doing way more for her children than I was for my children. And I called my son. I said, son, he's 18. Both of my sons 18. I said, hey, when the last time old girl texted you or called you? He said, man, it's been a minute. And that's when I realized, bro, she ain't interact with my kids.
Yeah, she wasn't for you. For everybody, thank you for people that's been tapping in. This is Saturday Sessions. I'm talking to my homie Armand about what he's going through as far as separating / divorcing. And just he getting it all out. He's come to me before for some consulting. Again, I am not no therapist. I've just been through enough shit to put somebody else up on game and point them in the right direction. So that's what we're talking about today. And Armand, what would you tell somebody right now if you knew that they were going through a divorce? What would you tell another man?
Contact Todd and then start from there. Just contact Todd, then start from there. Work your way. Because what I need is different. Right. So you just talk to Todd and work from there. And then one day at a time, one step at a time. That's it.
I appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that. Got to be careful when you bring it to your kid's life. Definitely. Shout out to Group Therapy Crew, man. That's another podcast I like listening to, man. That shit it's a hilarious show. I love it.
I gotta tag myself on that. I mean, not tag, but I gotta come back to this so I can follow them.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Listen, they be fooling. Every Wednesday night, it's on, dog. You don't know what you gonna hear. But I just wanted to say that, if I was to give out, when I asked you that question, I was just saying like, just some general advice. Like, for instance, remember what I told you when you came to me about how to move forward? I started telling you to pour into yourself. That's probably the first thing I tell everybody that's going through something. Even if you planned on staying in your marriage, I would tell you the same thing. Pour into you. And when you start pouring into yourself, somebody gonna either follow or y'all gonna go your separate ways. But in the meantime, while you pouring into yourself, you getting better. Whether you in your marriage or not in your marriage. So that's why I asked you that question, like, what advice would you give to somebody else? Because that's the same advice I would give to anybody.
The first, I think, that's that's your opinion, and opinions. From my side, I think it would be to get professional help. Okay. But I now realize that takes a long time to get it started. Like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you got to book the session. Man, okay, same along the line, man, hire a personal trainer.
Yep.
First thing. Second thing I would say, get a second job immediately. Those two neck and neck. Yeah. Well, I can't put them in the order, bro.
Yeah, but see, look though, that's all something that's pointing you in a better direction. First of all, everything you just named, that's going to keep your mind off of what's been bothering you. you could put your energy towards something else. So that's why that's important. So that's good advice to give somebody or anybody that's either going through a divorce or just having trouble in their marriage and don't know how to fix it. It could work either way. You know what I'm saying? And if it's meant to be, obviously it's gonna work out. If it's not, cool. Meanwhile, you already got a head start on moving forward. So that's dope. That's good advice to give people, especially men, because a lot of men, we can be stubborn, and sometimes we would stay in a weak ass situation just as much as a woman would, honestly. And what happens is, because we're more logical, we get to overthink it sometimes. And when we overthink, that could easily turn into anger. And if it turns into anger and you don't know how to channel that shit, it could turn bad. So I really would want to encourage anybody that's looking to get married, that's married, or even getting a divorce. Whatever the issue is, get you some help, pour into yourself, and make sure by all means make some extra money. Make some extra money. Why not? You might need that shit anyway.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with no extra money.
You're gonna need the extra money, because the next two things you're gonna need is a credit counselor and a long-term investment guy, maybe a tax dude. All those people cost money. Like, I'm paying these people. I got, humbly, respectfully, I got results. I got a business meeting on Monday at Cheddar's. Like, it's going down. Long-term investment. Like, that's what's up.
Yeah. So, man, look, this was dope, man. Explain to the people that's listening right now how you feeling, like right now, like today, for instance.
I'm still scared.
Okay.
I'm still
Expound on that.
huh?
Expound on that.
I'm scared of the future because, okay, I'm scared of the future because it's happening in such a positive way that if I don't stay disciplined, I can lose what's happening. And it scares me that all of this great success I am seeing takes so much discipline.
Yeah.
So disciplined every day. It's certain things I have to do one day at a time. You know, the other stuff I practice, it's a lifestyle practice I practice. And it scares me because I lost it all once. And I'm getting it back. And it scares me that, boy, if you don't stay up, and that's a scary thought, because to have it and to have it in your hands, to really have it, like not to like to really have it, you can taste it. To know you can lose it, but that's why I'm working extra hard to build it solidly, if that's a word. I don't know. So my fear of that's how I feel today. Today I feel like everything I'm building, I can lose it from my, and now I'm working harder to stay more disciplined. Like I'm working harder to stay more disciplined.
That's what's up. That's good though. I mean, you know, as long as you heading in the right direction, especially with you having discipline, because discipline is not easy to obtain. You got to go through some real shit to even have discipline, like you did, like I've done. I've been through some shit as well. So to have that discipline, and you know you working on yourself, you heading in the right direction, just know that as long as you keep doing the right thing, and the right thing is not necessarily just being an angel every day. Obviously, nobody's perfect. Just working on you and just keep staying focused, you're gonna do fine. I get why you fear it. Shit, sometimes I get scared of the future. You know what I'm saying? When I know what the outcome is gonna be, because I mean, I've had visions, I've had premonitions, I've seen things that was like, wow, I can't believe that could happen or it might happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I totally understand that. Group Therapy Crew says success is fearful and fearless at the same time. Yes.
respect.
Yes. That's real shit. That is real shit. Like I know how it feels to be scared and be like, yo, I'm ready. But that's why balance is very important in everybody's life. You got to balance, everything is gonna play out. It's like, I know some bullshit about to happen, but I'm ready for it. So it's gonna be okay. I know I'm gonna overcome it. When you got a balance like that, it's all gonna work out.
Can I say,
Go Go ahead.
At the time, a real life fear. I hired everybody else, but what I told you, I said I'm tired of my job. I'm not gonna quit my job for the state. I'm gonna move positions because I got a master's degree. I'm about to try to level up. That's scary. I gotta go compete in a different arena. I gotta get out of what I know and I gotta go start competing. I gotta do what I told you. I said I'm tired of taking orders. I either want to manage myself or manage somebody else. Now I gotta go do that. That's scary. I gotta stop being lazy. That comes with a whole different caliber of, you gotta move different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But you gonna do it though, and that's the good thing. That's what I'm talking about as far as you doing the right thing. You know what you gotta do. All you gotta do is stay the course. So now that you stay in the course, and you already seen what you want to do. You just gotta go for it. Now that you're going for it, you know you gotta go for it in order to level up. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You're gonna receive all the schooling.
I'm gonna need like, I know I'm gonna need 2 more sessions for sure because we still got a situation that we're working on, you know, the stuff that was texted about from that side, you know, we still got other things to be playing out. We still got other emotional milestones that we're hitting, and there it becomes, you notice every time I hit a success, I be like, man, I feel bad.
Yeah.
And you be like, stay focused, and I do something else, and I be like, man, what if, and you be like, man, just. So I want the people to, like, this is just the beginning. This is how I got here. People don't even understand what's.
Hey, listen, thank you, bro. For real, bro. Thank you because of our conversation. You know what I'm saying? Me consulting you, you paying me for that. That's what sparked this whole idea. Like, yo, you didn't make me an unofficial therapist. Like, so it's dope. But I've always been easy to talk to. I've always been easy to give advice. Like, I've never really been hard on people. Like, if I am hard on you, it's because I see your potential. You know what I'm saying? But I've never just been like, hey man, stop acting like a bitch. Like, I'm not that type of person.
Well, like you said, you don't like you. The one thing about you is you don't like somebody without confidence, and that's how I came to you. First of all, without no confidence.
Yeah.
And everything you told me was. I told you one time you triggered me. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
I called you, bro. This conversation triggered me, and then I went on a spiral. Then I came back, you know, and then you was like, damn, I did trigger you, you know. But then you was like, that's from my perspective, you know. And then, so you, what I'm trying to explain to people is you do the necessary stuff because you get, what's your quote, Todd?
The truth only hurts people that are in denial.
There you go.
Yeah.
Call Todd. I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in the sugarcoat nothing. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. At least I'm gonna try not to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you the shit that other people probably thinking about telling you, but ain't got it in them to tell you. And that's it, you know. But I'm glad that we did this because like when we had that conversation and that idea hit me, I was just like, holy shit, this could be something. So I'm glad it was with you. I'm glad it was with one of my homies. I have not physically seen you since fucking elementary school. So
right.
For us to reconnect like this and then do this on top of that, do something that I love doing, it's amazing. This is God.
So we connected from purpose because you started doing your videos, I started doing my little videos, and it was from, but they so different. I think the first conversation we had was about videos.
Yeah, you're right. It was. It definitely was. Yeah. But I'm glad though. I'm glad that we did this, bro. And like I said, we gonna do more. And if anybody else want to do this type of ordeal with me, hit me up. We could lock in. Just make sure you call me because I'm pretty sure anybody that's on here got my number. If you don't, you can still contact me right here. Holla at me, man. I'm not hard to get to. I'm not hard to reach. I respond fast. At least I try to. You know, so get with me, man. I would try to help. I would do my best to help you and point you in the right direction. I don't have all the answers. I don't, because what works for me might not work for the next person. But I do know little things that will. So get with me, man. And like Armand said, bro, I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I'm gonna also talk to you about where you're going wrong. Like, There was a time when you told me, what was that situation about? When you was telling me about your wife and how you said you were stuck on how she looked. And I was like, what? I'm like, how she looked, that's not a good reason to try to hold on to nobody. And I'm going to tell you why. She played on that. She probably knows she's the best you know what I'm saying, you've ever had, looks-wise and whatever else.
Up until that point, I bet she don't know now. She don't know what's happening. Hey, people, they get better.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, my guy. Until next time, man. Thank you for everybody for tapping in. Indeed.